What if you could write articles with AI that were so close to your writing style that you couldn't tell the difference between what you wrote and what AI wrote? That's what I'm going to show you how to do today using Claude AI. I'm Mark DeGrasse, founder of the AI Branding Academy, and I've written quite a few articles, both with AI and without. The problem I have these days is that I can't tell the difference between which ones I wrote and which ones I use the machine to help me write. Now, this isn't an easy process like write me this article. What it actually requires is that you have a pretty sizable piece of content to feed into AI to train it your writing style, and then using a prompt structure that really gives the details of the articles you want to write in order to get the information out of, in this case, Claude AI. Now, the mistake most people make is that they assume that AI is going to come up with ideas for them, and we don't really advocate that. We still want ideas to be your ideas. Use AI for ideation, use AI for research, but don't use AI to make up ideas and then claim that you're yours, because that's fraudulent. If you used another person to do it, it'd be the exact same situation. So it's not really an AI situation I'm talking about. It's a creating genuine content that's yours that I really want you to do. So what I'm going to do is show you a two prompt series to use within Claude. Again, it will take a little bit of effort. You will have to have written a article or some piece of long form content that really represents your writing style, and then also you're going to have to provide the ideas in order to write the article itself. So I'm going to show you the full process that I personally use to generate content, and hopefully that'll give you some idea of just how accurate it could be if you use a method like this to write your articles. All right. So to start, all you have to do is go to the link. I'll include this with this video. How to write articles that sound like you wrote them. Pretty obvious, thing that we're doing, but there are some specific details that make this powerful. So first, we have to do is analyze our writing style. Now, again, you do have to have a piece of content. If you've never written an article, this isn't going to work for you. Or it doesn't have to be an article, but I like articles because it gives some, the AI some idea of how you think, how you process things, how you structure information. All that could be represented in a previous article. So if you've never written an article, I'll make another tutorial about how to write an article, but just know that you have to write something. It needs to know. And now there is a hack to this. If you don't want to write an article, what I would do is give a presentation to Zoom and basically deliver the information like you would during a presentation. It can take transcriptions and actually does a great job with those as well. So just do it in a presentation format so it has an idea of how you structure information. Okay, so here's prompt number one. Please analyze this article I wrote. And then it says you're going to paste the article, and then please provide detailed analysis of the writing style, including sentence structure, vocabulary level, tone and voice, paragraph organization, blah, 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 blah. Basically, it's going to create a brand voice out of your writing style. So let me go and copy this. I'm going to paste it into Claude, and then I'm going to replace the brackets. That's what we do with all of these. In this case, here's my theory on how AI is going to impact content creation. Again, don't worry too much about formatting. And I'm just going to say it. Sometimes it'll put it as an attachment. You can see pasted. I'm just going to say view attachment. There we go, and hit enter. And this actually happens really fast. And you might say, like, well, which article should I do? Do the article you like the most that you think you sound the best in. I have an article that I wrote for digitalmarketer.com about, stop calling it digital marketing. It's just marketing. But I did a ton of research. I did a ton of graph. I did a lot of work for it. So I usually use that one to show how I write. In this case, it has, sentence structure and length. Vocabulary combines casual and professional languages, uses industry terminology naturally, organic traffic generation, paid media creatives, paragraph organization. And so I like this prompt specifically because it gets more into how the content is, written, the structure of the content versus just like, how does it sound? Because that's only one aspect of your personal brand if you want to look at it like that. Okay. Next, I am going to grab my next one, which is write your article. Now, there is a lot of information in here. I'd like you to write an article in my style, incorporating my perspectives. And this is where you put the answer from the last prompt. And then, and this is the key to it. And it doesn't sound like a trick because it's not. You have to give it your ideas. If you don't have ideas, then what I want you to do is go into ChatGPT and make up your ideas or use Perplexity for research. but you need to write a pretty solid summary of the information you're trying to talk about. You can't just say, write an interesting article for my target market. Like that's not really your content. I want you to have ideas about it. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this and it's a lot of information here. Just use the details that you want. Usually what I'll do is I'll just say, write me an article about this in the style I just did. That's totally acceptable too. In this case, I just gave you lots of ideas for what you can write. Actually, I need to get the whole thing. There we go. And so now what I'm going to do is basically just make up a topic in order to write a new article. So I'd like you to write an article in my style, incorporating my perspectives. To help you match my writing style viewpoint accurately, please use the following information. Writing style, I'm just going to say use information from last prompt because that's the writing information. And then you have all of these aspects: core beliefs and perspectives, target audience and purpose, content parameters, personal context, article structure. So you could include all of that. In this case, I'm just going to leave the first part, and then I'm going to write what I want the article to be about. And this is how I write articles. So let's say that I want to explain to people how the job loss is going to be because better competitors are going to eliminate companies, not just because the companies need to eliminate jobs to stay competitive. So I'm going to say write an article, or I'm just going to say this article is about how job loss due to AI will be more from a loss of uncompetitive companies rather than firings from large companies. This is due to the onset of new competitors that use AI well to beat existing big businesses that won't be able to pivot and use the technology quickly enough. This will cause the big companies to fail, and the new companies to operate with less workers. Then I could say, and if you could use perplexity, or you could say, hey, use historical examples to explain this. So get into how you would write. So I would say, use historical examples to explain how this has happened in the past, then suggests that the best way to prepare for the future is to find your passion and purpose in the new work that you want to do. Okay, please write an article, incorporate. Okay. And then I'm going to say, please maintain my authentic voice and perspective. All right. Now it's doing the work. And hopefully, and now usually this will pull up what's called the canvas. So like an article over here, a document on the right. It didn't do that this time for some reason. Now there is a way to actually train the AI Claude to do this for you. You can see how it has choose style. You can see mark book style. I didn't do that for this, but after you have the information you generate, you could just create and edit styles, and then you have that saved into Claude. But this looks pretty good. Will AI really take your job? Here's what everyone's missing. Everyone's worried about AI stealing their job, but they're looking at it all wrong. Your company failing because it can't compete with AI powered competitors is a much bigger threat than getting fired because a chatbot can do your spreadsheets better than you can. That actually sounds a lot like me, which is funny. But that's kind of what you want. And you could see it did a skimpy article. In addition to what I already did, I would actually input the number of words. I'd put the sections that I want maybe, and then you could blow it up. But this gives you a good framework to start from. And then you just keep on adding on and massaging it. And eventually you get a good piece of content, which you'll probably really like. Another in-between step you might want to use is create an outline first. Like outline this concept. And then you could say, fill out the concept, include an analogy with each section, bullet points where necessary, facts when possible, and blah, blah, blah. And then it'll just do all the work for you. And again, use other tools like Perplexity if you need research, and actually feed the research in. So I could say, this is great, but use these historical examples that I researched and statistics that I found on industry collapse in order to support my argument, and then give it the information. It'll incorporate it. It's the same thing you would do if you were writing it yourself, except it's way faster. All right, so there you have it. So you can write good articles using AI that are genuine, or look like they're written by you, and actually have your concepts. But you do have to do a little bit of work. You can't just say, write me an article and expect it to be like you, because that's not how AI works. AI enhances, or you should use it to enhance, not create altogether. That's our job. We're humans. We need jobs. This is what we do. So continue to have ideas. That's the best use of your abilities, and just use AI to do it way faster. That's what you can do here. So try it out. Let me know how it goes.